Welcome to this week's question and answer video. Hi everybody, hope everybody's doing well, feeling great. Hope you had a good weekend. It's Monday. I do this every single Monday. I'm answering you guys' questions from last Monday. And I encourage all of you please to go down below into the comment section, ask a question, come back next Monday, hear my answer, and please give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. Keep asking me more about the question. If I missed it, I'm sorry. I didn't do it on purpose. Please ask again. And tell us your locations. Please let us know where you guys are. Be general, please. So all I ask is for your location. And if you want to ask me questions, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'd appreciate that very, very much. Give the video a like. It will help spread this information. Thank you. So, first question is from Alec in Melbourne, Australia. Hi, Alec. I've been watching your videos for quite some time now. Thank you. And as you know, I'm a big fan of yours. Thank you, Alec. I consider you a father figure. David, if I remember correctly, you said in one of your videos you haven't got any children of your own. No, I don't. Any child would be lucky having you as a dad. You rock, David. Thank you, Alec. I read this comment because it's one of the nicest things I think you can say to a man. If they value that, right, if they care, and I do, I think that says a lot about somebody to be a good parent, and I really appreciate your comment. That's why I read it. Thank you very much, Alec. It's nice to know that even if I'm not a father, maybe I could be a good one. Victoria from the Bay Area. Hello, Victoria. My question is, rapper P. Diddy apology video. Is this an example of gaslighting? Well, it sure is, isn't it? I mean, he's telling you things that just aren't true. I think that was I think his apology video was just PC, right? I mean, it was just, it was, save face, I guess. I don't know. I mean, the guy, when you're in that industry, whether you're an actor or a model or a musician, you are the product, aren't you? Yeah. And if people believe things like that, your product isn't very valuable anymore, is it? So, I don't believe him. I don't think he's sorry. I think he thinks that doing this and doing so much of it and for so long, I think he thinks it's okay. But we don't. So he said he's sorry. Yeah. Yeah, that could be gaslighting. Yeah. Telling you something that's not real. Not reality, right? And then if you think he's guilty or a bad person, maybe you start questioning yourself. I'm sure he would like that. Thanks, Victoria. APSTRAD, AP Strad. Don't know where you're from? Let us know your locations next time. Thank you. I have been seeing a woman for a year. It is a long distance relationship. I see her every 2 weeks for long weekends. There is a 13-year age gap. I'm 67. She is younger. I guess that would make her 54, huh? We have a great time together. I look forward to seeing her. We exchange heartfelt gifts all the time. Nothing expensive, just simple things. That's nice. The one thing that I have noticed, she never says thank you. I finally brought it up this past weekend, and I got a blank look from her. She said she appreciates everything I've done for her and given her. She asked, why does a thank you mean so much to you? My response, because it feels good to hear that form of appreciation. Am I overthinking this? Overreacting? She is the victim of narcissistic relationships. I am the son of a narcissistic father. Well, all that matters is how we feel. Yeah? So how about this? How does it feel when she doesn't say thank you? If you put them all together, maybe one time not a big deal, one small thing, but all together, how does it feel? How does it feel? To feel like you're not being appreciated. How does that feel? I think that's what's important, and we just have to make that stop. Okay? You tried. I don't know where this went. You explained to her that you just like it. It feels good. And she just said, why does thank you mean so much to you? And you told her, I don't know what's going to happen now if she's starting to consciously trying to be mindful and say thank you. But I think it's important. I mean, all of you parents out there or potential parents, wouldn't you teach your children to say thank you? I think it makes us more aware of our appreciation if we acknowledge it too. Yeah? Huh? Don't you think? Instead of just making you feel good about it, showing that I'm appreciative, it helps me be more appreciative. Doesn't it? Yeah. Pay attention to how it feels. That's the important part. And if it doesn't feel good, that needs to be fixed and feel good. Whatever you guys decide to do. Okay? I'm glad that you spoke up and you said something, but is it fixed? Is this problem fixed? We're all different, aren't we? So I'm not going to jump to any conclusions because someone doesn't say thank you. I just know that I very much value respect, and so everybody else has to if they're going to be in my life. And I just can't imagine anybody doing something nice for me, not saying thank you, and then someone bring it up, and then I don't say thank you still. So, something to note. Jays. I hope I'm saying that right. Jase, Jays. From Brisbane, Australia. If a borderline says she feels suffocated straight after the idealization stage and asks for a few days of space, could this be the beginning of devaluation? Well, it could be, right? I don't know. You mean like if she starts devaluing you and criticizing you and stuff? Yeah, sure, it could be. I think it's important to understand kind of what's going on. You said she's borderline, so assuming that she has borderline personality disorder, she can't handle relationships very well. They're not easy. They can be stressful, and more stressful for her. I think it shows her avoidancy. I think it shows that she doesn't get or been very close to people her whole life. Seems like the second she gets close, she starts to freak out and pull away or push you away. But I don't know, like the devaluation stage, does it's not a playbook. We're all different. Even them, they're different. Not every borderline does this at all. So, I guess you're asking me, will she start devaluing you now? I would look at what has happened, whatever that is. I know you said it's idealized. Now she's asking for a few days of space. Look at this instant and really think about it and talk to her about it. Because if you have somebody that can't handle a relationship and it's too much and suffocating and things like this, you said she feels suffocated. Just realize that she can't handle stress, pressure, things like this very well. And we need to feel secure in relationships and know that the people that we invest in and have the relationships we invest in and committed to, people we're committed to, have our back all the time, no matter what, especially when we're down. And what I've noticed about people like this is the second you need them, it's like turning the light on and cockroaches, gone. Every time. People like this aren't there for you when you need them. Even just getting close and having a good time is too stressful, too much for them. They push away. Now you need them. Now you're stressful. Now you have a stressful life and something's going on. You lost your job and you need help, and boom, gone. And I bet you can feel that, right? I bet you can imagine that scenario and what she would do. So what's really important is this right here is really important, and you need to talk to her about this and really understand this and what's going on. If she was fair to you, at least if she was fair to you, told you how she felt and needs a few days of space and tells you that, and just after a few days contacts you again and everything, at least that's good. But if you know this person's borderline, you're going to have a hell of a time. You're going to have a hell of a relationship, and you might be traumatized if she doesn't get help at least. Okay? Let me know if I can answer anything else about that for you. Okay? Good luck, Jace, if I'm saying your name right. Hi, David Milan from France. Hi, Milan. Good to see you. Can you give some examples of BPD, entitlement, and grandiosity? Well, entitlement is narcissistic and grandiosity is psychopathic. So the real grandiose narcissists are much higher in psychopathy if they're not antisocial. And entitlement is very narcissistic. So you have narcissists that are entitlement, and you have psychopathic narcissists who are grandiose. You want examples of someone with borderline personality disorder. The grandiosity is the same across the board with psychopaths, narcissists, borderlines, anybody who's very grandiose, anybody who's more narcissistic than the rest of us or more higher in psychopathy than the rest of us. It's hard to give definitive examples of just borderline. I'm going to give you examples. I can probably think of some of entitlement, but just a borderline being grandiose. Because if I do, it's going to sound like every other narcissist psychopath, right? I mean, what would be grandiose? I'm better than you. I deserve the first one. I deserve all of it. See, that's entitlement. I'm better than other people. We are not equal. I think of it as human beings. Think horizontally, like since we're all equal, we're like this, right? We're just all different, look different, but we're equal. You take an animal like a dog, a pack animal. They think like this. Every dog is better than one and underneath another one, except the top alpha, right? And so the narcissist wants to climb that ladder and push people down and be better than everybody else. BPD entitlement. Honey, I have to go to work. If you loved me, I would be more important. If you loved me, you wouldn't even go to work. Because when it really comes down to it, what do you really care about more, your job or me? Is that good? You aren't meeting my needs. Well, honey, I try to. I'm always reassuring you. I'm there all the time, and I can't even get off the phone, and I'm trying to just do what I have to do to get by. But you're not thinking about me. I told you how bad I'm feeling. And I need this, and I need you. I mean, we can go through everything, right? I need to eat. No, but I haven't eaten. You have money. You have a job. I don't. It's no fair. You just think about yourself first. I haven't eaten today. Don't you care? And you're just worried about you're going to go eat. I mean, I go through everything with a borderline. The entitlement is rich. Literally. I mean, when it comes down to you financially take care of me, but I don't even want you to go to work and leave me alone. I mean, then how can I take care of you? You'll just hate me for losing my job and not taking care of you. That's just for you to figure out, isn't it? But you got to put me first, like every other baby. Yeah? Entitlement. I deserve this. I want this. You're not meeting my needs. You're not giving me enough attention. You're not putting me first. You're going to work. You're going to see a friend. You're going to see your family. You're going to see your child. How dare you? What about me? I don't like your children. Why do you always want to see your child instead of spend time with me? Well, they're my freaking children. You know, instead of spending time with you, I'm with you 24/7. And then when I want to go see my children, you can't believe that I want to go away from you and go see my own children. No, you can't believe it. Oh, yeah. The second. Here's entitlement. I give you. I do for you. I serve you. I invest in you. I do every single thing. I take care of you. I take care of your family. But the second I don't, there's a problem. The second I want to help someone else, give myself something nice. Oh, no. It doesn't matter how much I do for you. It's just when I don't. It's what I don't do for you that matters. That's borderline. Take care of them for 10 years, and then they don't even work. And then after that, they think they're entitled. You're not even married. They're entitled to your house, half of your house. Because they went and looked up somewhere that common law marriage means that they're entitled. Is that enough entitlement for you? Everything. Everything. What's mine is mine. What's yours is ours. That's borderline, right? Why do you always have to say it's my car? And you're like, well, let's see. I paid for it. I went and picked it out. I put the money down. I made the payments. I pay to fix it. I pay to put gas in it. I pay for insurance. And you pay absolutely nothing and don't even have a driver's license. But it's our car. Right. And what of yours is ours? Nothing. Have you invested one single thing into what is ours? No. Is that enough entitlement? Grandiose, just like every other psychopath and narcissist, same thing. I can't distinguish the difference. I can't think of, maybe if you guys can think of an actual borderline grandiose behavior that's not exclusive to just psychopath and narcissist, go ahead, give us an example. I can't think of it, and they're all the same. They're all the same. People put narcissists, psychopaths, and sociopaths into a very distinct group. And you can slide a lot of borderlines in there and histrionics too, can't you? A very distinct group of lacking empathy, exploitative, grandiose, entitled, lacking compassion, and maybe even lacking some remorse. I can't imagine any more dangerous of a human being. If you add that up, how many there's supposed to be, and it varies a lot, from narcissists might be 5, 6, 7% or more. You got psychopaths, might be 1% or 2. You got sociopaths, 2 or 3%. You've got borderlines, even more than narcissists, and histrionics, even more than borderlines. You might have 10 to 20% of the population that might be lacking empathy, compassion, remorse. That's pretty scary. In this country, that would be 30 to 60 million people. If your brain's not already hypervigilant and think that everyone's sick and narcissistic and selfish, no, just here in this country, just 30 to 60 million. That's all. Don't worry about it. Hello, David. This is Frank again from Florida. Hello, Frank again. I recently took my BBD girlfriend back after Hoover due to me feeling weak. I'm so sorry, Frank. This never ends well. I told her I would give her another chance if she stopped mentioning other men or talking about her exes or sleeping around. I don't think that's just a choice. I think that's a character flaw. Yeah. I don't think she has control over that. She said yes, and the first thing she does when I see her is bring up a guy she used to sleep with and proceeded to show me pictures of her ex on Facebook. She made a comment about my genitals that I found inappropriate, and I expressed that to her, and she looked me out literally. Oh, she kicked me out literally 24 hours ago. She was saying how much she loves me and misses me after being with her other boyfriend for a week. I need help. I keep attracting cheaters and BPD women. It's been a problem my whole life, and I'm 40 now. It's half my fault, and I feel shame and embarrassment. I'm really sorry, Frank. It's not your fault, okay? It's good that you can look at yourself and take accountability, but you don't need to take account for what this disgusting human being is doing to you. We need to protect ourselves. You're not protecting yourself, Frank. Yeah, but what she's doing is not your fault. I'm so sorry. Frank, let's just accept her for who she's showing you that she is. Yeah. What she's doing is evil. I'm not calling her evil. What she's doing is evil. She's killing you from the inside out. Unnecessary killing. Evil. You're only 40. At my age, that's young. It's good. You have a whole lot of life left to make it how you would like it to be, Frank. And if you can't do that on your own, ask for help. That's what we're here for, okay? We're all here for each other. Anybody else, anything else that somebody else can do, or many people can do, they can teach you how to do it. We aren't born knowing this. It's only up to our 2 teachers. Some people only have 1. And some people have 2 that aren't very good, that don't know the material and couldn't teach us. So we just need to learn, Frank. You're worthy of it, okay? You can feel better. and have healthy people in your life that reciprocate everything you do for them. Wouldn't that be nice? Once you know you're worth it, then maybe you'll go ask for a little help. It's just a little help, Frank. It's just talking to somebody and listening to some suggestions they make. That's it. Okay? If you've been doing this your whole life, don't you want to stop? Have you had enough pain yet? Does it hurt enough yet? If you don't know what you're doing, you're not learning, go hire a teacher. Okay? All of you. I'm sorry, Frank. I am. Try to stay away from this person that keeps hurting you instead of just hoping that they will stop. Rory from Ohio. Hi, Rory. Oh my God, David, you are scary good at gaslighting. So Rory asked for an example, I think, of gaslighting last video, and I gave one. And she says you're scary good at gaslighting because I took a while to admit that I was actually gaslighting. I kind of just went into gaslighting for a while, and then at the end I kind of made it a joke that I've been gaslighting, and she caught on. And then I wrote, what gaslighting, Rory? And she says, oh, when you gave the example of gaslighting, because that's more gaslighting. What gaslighting, Rory? This is perfect answer. When you gave example of gaslighting to a comment, I didn't mean you're a gaslighter. Sorry if this caused any confusion, or were you just gaslighting me there? LOL. Yes, I was, Rory, and I'll stop. No more gaslighting. You got your examples. I thought that was funny. All right, Hannibal from Los Angeles. Hello, Hannibal. My CNXGF, and since that was close to the name of my old channel, my crazy narcissist ex-girlfriend, who is highly cerebral, would often tell me that all of my so-called selfless love I had and gave to her was truly just an act of self-serving. She tried to explain to me how every single act of goodness or kindness is innately self-gratifying and selfish by nature. Interesting perception from her, isn't it? When someone's telling you that everyone is like this, they might be including themselves. She said that I only do what's right because of the feeling I get from it. I looked into this perspective or philosophy and learned that a psychologist by the name of Bill Crawford actually claimed this as well. Who cares what Bill says or your toxic girlfriend? There may be no difference between her and Bill. Her cynical views on compassion disgust me as it cheapens the purity of genuine care. For sure. Is there any validity to this? Is every selfless act of good simply just self-absorbed gratification seeking? No. And you cannot care about people, but doing good things for them can feel good. Yeah. You'll see people on Facebook that will tell you the good things they did for other people and want you to see that. But people that don't need anyone else to see these acts of kindness and good, what about that? It just feels good. I guarantee you someone like this that believes that can't possibly share my opinion because she's not capable. She doesn't understand. She doesn't understand that, yes, it can feel good to do, in a selfish way to do good things to people. Yeah, I recommend my clients do good things to other people because it makes them feel good, for sure. But what it does is not only strengthen healthy bonds and human emotional connection with others. That feels good. But it can be better for society. And if you care about society, that also can feel really good. I care about myself. I care about the people I have relationships with. And I care somewhat about society. I want to make myself a better version all the time. And I always want to try to make society a better place for all of us. Okay? So yes, it feels good to most people to do acts of kindness. But for different reasons, they stated theirs. I don't share the same reason. It feels good to me as a human being, yes, like what they got out of it. but it also feels really good to serve my fellow humans and to make the people that I care about feel better, feel good, strengthen the relationship I have with them, and make this place a better world. Yeah? Or this world a better place. Maybe that sounds better. Listen to people when they talk. Listen to what people say about others and about themselves. Okay? What does this sound like if I tell you that everybody just does things because it makes them feel better, they don't really care about you? Or if I say, most people in this world do things for each other because we actually care about each other. Can you see that? Can you see where I might fall? Yeah? I think so. I think most of you can. Let me know what you think, Hannibal. How about this, Hannibal? All that matters is you and why you do it. What does it feel when you do things good for people? Let us know. And all of you, why do you do good things for people? Now, there's a lot of psychology behind stuff like this. The person that really wants to help others, that's someone who's brought up believing that the only value they have is doing that. I'm trying to find value in being accepted, you know. I have to help people. I don't have no value unless I'm helping people and doing things for people. You see that? So there's a lot of psychology behind it. But I mean it 100% that I always want to be a better version of myself, and I always try to be. Always. And there's always major room for improvement. And same with society. We're never done. Janice G616. You didn't tell us where you're from. Next time, let us know your location, please. My question is much shorter than situational explanation. What are the similarities and differences between BPD and sociopath? How often do they occur? Here is the situation. So it's simple. And you left a very, very long explanation I'm not going to read. I don't think it's pertinent. Look up in the DSM-5, just type in DSM-5. I need to tell you the whole name. And look up the traits of BPD and look up the traits of antisocial. They're different. They're very distinctly different. And that's what the differences are. That's it. And being that they're both toxic as hell, they have many similar toxic behaviors. Okay? So many similar toxic behaviors and very distinct differences for the diagnostic criteria in both. It's just like that. People can do videos all day about what the differences are of this disorder and that disorder, or you can just look it up and read it. Just like that. I will give you just some differences that I've noticed that may not be in the diagnostic criteria. And understand that someone very much could have both. A sociopath is not something that we recognize in the DSM. It's called antisocial personality disorder. So they're both personality disorders. There's 10. These are 2 different ones, but they're both in the same cluster. They have what's called a wild sense about themselves. Some of the differences is they both have emotions. A lot of people think that antisocial psychopaths or sociopaths don't have emotions. That's not true at all. They very much do. But a lot of the borderline's emotions will be for you, and a sociopath's emotions are never for you. They're only for them. A sociopath will be more aware of their exploitation and abuse. They will be more cunning and plotting and planning, which is Machiavellianism. So they're higher in Machiavellianism. They're higher in psychopathy. So they will be more parasitic. And they'll be more antisocial, going against the grain of society, which really, really, really means criminal. And I don't mean a borderline that gets a DUI or an MIP before they're 21, or causes public disturbance, or hits her boyfriend, or he hits his girlfriend, goes to jail. I'm talking about someone that doesn't believe any rules or any laws apply to them. They don't care. They're outside of any of that. And they don't have any respect or fear for authority. So that's a big difference. You'll see a borderline that acts like they may not care about laws or rules, say they hate cops, but once the cops show up, they'll straighten up and they'll do what they say, right? Where the sociopath won't care and start trying to manipulate the cop. So higher in crime would be the biggest difference. Higher in crime. And more dysregulated emotion. And harder to walk away after a relationship, borderline. The borderline will smear you and obsess on you, even though they have a new boyfriend or girlfriend, and they'll contact you again, and the sociopath could care less. When they walk away, you're gone. They don't care. They lack a conscience, which means how they feel about you and things like this. They don't care at all. They don't obsess on you. If they're still in your life trying to hurt you, it's because you wronged them and they want revenge. It's not because they care about you or they're obsessed on you. Those are some major, major differences. Sociopath is not moral, and they won't act like it. Borderlines and narcissists will act like they're a virtue signal and try to be so morally pure, and you're not. I'm better than you. Ha 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 ha. Sociopath could care less. Sociopath will not talk to you unless they're exploiting you. They will not have anything to do with you unless they want something from you and they know they can get it. A borderline doesn't mind small chat, small talk, stuff like this. Can appreciate those things. Higher conscience, higher awareness. A borderline can look at themselves and look at their problems and say, yes, this is my problem and it is a problem and I need to change this and fix this, and you can say this is how, and they'll understand all this. Sociopath would be like, no, I know I'm different. Who's to say it's something wrong with me? Serves me quite well. Thank you, Janice. And I was going to ask you, you asked me to do something for you this week, and I did. And I was hoping that you could, in return, subscribe to my channel. I saw that you're not, and I would really appreciate you considering subscribing to my channel and supporting me, and I'll keep answering your questions, okay? Thank you very much. Healing Family from California. Hello, Healing Family. Another awesome video, David. Thank you. I'm already looking into family law to know my rights, just to be ready. Good. I gave her some advice about her child's father, who might be borderline. Do you know if family law judges know about personality disorders? Are they familiar with people's disorders? Like in my case, the father of my children disappeared. Do you think would that be a red flag to the courts that something is wrong with my kid's father? Yes. So I don't know about mental disorders, actually knowing the diagnosis, hearing, understanding personality disorders. Who cares? What they are familiar with is douchebag, loser fathers. There's a lot of them out there, unfortunately. And if anyone is a family judge long enough, you'll come across plenty of them and see the patterns of behaviors. And yes, if they're a decent human being themselves, then they don't like it. Yeah, it's wrong. You abandon your children like that. But human beings are also very forgiving. And the states, courts, family law, family judges, and children's services, none of them like to take children away from parents or parents away from children. So you got to be pretty awful. So he was a bad dad. Well, then they'll just give him a chance to be a better one. Probably. Just letting you know, just my opinion, what I've seen. Are they familiar? Maybe not personality disorders, but definitely familiar with what he is doing. Yes. If they've been a judge for very long. Yeah. Lots of cops know about bad parents and douchebag dads, and lots of lawyers, lots of judges, lots of courts. Yeah. And you'll hear from a lot of people like they just don't understand personality disorders. And that was their experience, and I agree. They may have had a judge or lawyers or whatever that don't understand it, for sure. There might be something missing. They might understand it, but they have to go by the law. It's not understanding. It's only understanding of the law. They don't need to understand psychology, right? They just need to go by law, evidence, proof. And their objective is to have the best home for children, and the best chance children have are both parents, and that's what they try to do all the time. And the system doesn't work very well. It's a failure. I know it is. Did I answer your question? Please let me know. Thank you. And Emily from South Africa. Hi, Emily. Does a schedule actually work? You just rebel against it and it doesn't work. It just makes you depressed. Well, I'm assuming you're asking me about some of the problems that you've explained here, that you're having, some of the feelings you have, and you want to know if the schedule is actually going to help that. Feelings of feeling like unstable and maybe social anxiety and not feeling good in your own skin, traumatized, stressed, depressed, anxious, stuff like this. And yes, that schedule is very important. If you go into like mental hospitals where there's patients with severe mental illness, they'll go by an extreme strict schedule. The more sick and toxic people are, the more they'll stick by that schedule. I mean, big time. Treatment centers, hospitals, all of it. Strict schedule, and it's good. We need it. Children need that. They need structure, things like this. And if we feel unstable, impulsive, danger to ourselves, other people, depressed, stuff like this, schedule can really help. And even just the slight change in it can really mess us up. So it sounds like goals. Like if we set goals too high and we don't achieve them, if we feel bad about ourselves, maybe your schedules are too demanding that you're setting for yourself, Emily, and you're just failing, setting yourself up for failure. So let's just try a little bit. If that helps, I don't know. But schedules can help us feel a lot better. Yeah, they can, okay? We're all different though, Emily. Maybe not you. Truth 8497 from United Kingdom. Hello, good to see you. I think you had a different name, I swear, didn't you? Because I recognize you, I just don't recognize that name, Truth. Is it acceptable for a woman to expect compliments from her boyfriend sometimes without seeming vain? It would be nice to be told I look pretty occasionally. Is it okay to just ask him? Absolutely. Yeah, it's okay to ask him. One of our, maybe our most important need, maybe your most important thing in your life is emotional security, because emotional needs are the most important in your life, if you didn't know that. And everybody tells me that security is the most important need. So for everyone I've met so far, most important thing in their life is to have emotional security with the relationships that we have, provide it for ourselves, and also have security in the relationships that we have, providing it to each other. Some people need reassurance a lot, some not so much. Some people don't mind reassuring their partners, some people don't like it. You like to be reassured. I don't know how often. He doesn't like to do it. Does that mean he doesn't love you? No. It doesn't mean that he does. I want to be clear. You want to be reassured more, and you've expressed that to him, and I hope that he responds well and pays attention and listens and tells you how beautiful you are sometimes. We really want to hear it from the people that knows us best, yeah? Because if the people that know us best believe that we're beautiful, it's not so much just how we look. It's a beautiful person, and it reassures us that they love us, that all our plans that we have in our future are still going to happen, that we're still going to get married. Yeah, we're still going to be together forever, and you still think I'm beautiful. And as we get older, we might need to hear that a little more. Because as our looks fade and stuff like this, we need to know that our partner still loves who we are. I think it's important to talk to him and tell him how it feels. Okay? Good luck. Hello, David. Stormy, Ohio here. Hello, Rory. Do you think forgiveness and trust go hand in hand? Many years ago, and then some, I told my husband that I forgave him, but I never really trusted him. Maybe my forgiveness could never be real if there was never truly trust there. As always, your thoughts would be greatly appreciated. Well, obviously, they're two different things, and maybe they do go hand in hand sometimes, maybe not others. I don't know. I think forgiveness is mandatory if we're going to continue the relationship, right? I had a friend once believe that I did something I totally didn't do. He thought that I told his wife something, that his wife called up at work where we worked, and I answered the phone and said something. She's lying to him. We never talked. He never believed me. He never forgave me. He wanted to be friends. I said no. I tried for months to tell him I never talked to your wife. And he'd go, yeah, you did. And I say, and you still want to be my friend? He said, yeah. And I said, I don't want to be your friend anymore. I don't want to be your friend anymore because I can't trust you. And you can't trust me. And I think forgiveness is mandatory for that, don't you? I don't think it's mandatory for healing like a lot of other people claim. I've proved that that's not true. Okay? We need to forgive ourselves all the time, unconditionally, no matter what, and our children. But we don't have to forgive anybody else. But if you want a relationship to continue, we have to trust each other, and we have to forgive ourselves or each other. And if we can't, then it's over. Sometimes we can't trust. I've been betrayed enough, and so have you guys, to where we cannot trust again, and we have to accept that, and it's over. Over. We don't continue. Okay? Did I answer your question, Rory? Please let me know. Hey, David, please. Toby from Melbourne, Australia. Here again. Hi, Toby. I was the third guy who had an intimate relationship with my borderline ex. Less than 2 months after our intense relationship, she has hooked up with another man. So that's already number 4. She waited and she's moving quick. How would her future relationships play out? Exactly the same as ours? Fear of abandonment, behavior starts 6, 12 months in a relationship? Or does each relationship add traumas for them and it gets worse with each ongoing temporary partner? Well, each person is different. Each relationship is different, but I'll tell you this. When it comes to someone with a personality disorder, until that disorder goes into remission, until they start changing their behaviors, it's always the same. They're not capable. Until they do it, they're incapable of anything different. So they're very limited. Impulsive in behaviors, not very in control of them. Their mental illness is pervasive and pervasive patterns. So it's in all areas of their life. It's not situational. It's not because they just had this bad relationship, they fell down, went boom, and now they're getting better and everything's okay for a while until it happens again. No, it's just constant. And if you could compare notes, Toby, with the other 2 men or however many boyfriends she's ever had, you'd say, oh, exactly the same. She's exactly the same. Yep, she said that to me. She just said that to you. Yep, she said that to me. Did she do this to you? Yep, she did that to me too. Yep, did she do it like in 6 months? Yep, in 6 months. 7. Oh, wow. I mean, just boom. Exactly the same. Exactly. Because if it was different, they probably wouldn't have this mental illness. You see, their mental illness means they can't look at themselves. It's a disorder of the self. They just say personality, but it's literally a disorder of who they are. They may not be in touch with that at all. They may, like a borderline, maybe just fragmented little pieces that they are barely aware of. Or a narcissist that they've rejected so much since a child, it's never even developed. It's a disorder of the self. To wonder if the next relationship is different means you don't understand their mental illness. It can't be different. It can't be different. And every relationship with a borderline is just more trauma. Doesn't matter how good you are to them. It's traumatic. They can't handle the pressure. They can't handle the fears. And they can't handle the loss. It's traumatizing to them. And their feelings are real to them. It's reality. And so you traumatize me. You're a narcissist. You abuse me. And you're just sitting there going, I don't know what else I could have possibly done for you. Does that make sense, Toby? Let me know. He called me David on this one. Thanks. Another one from Toby. Why is sex so good with a borderline? There will be some that beg to differ. Right? Some borderlines won't have any sex. Some borderlines will cry during sex. Some borderlines will just sit there like this, dissociating, and accuse you of raping them after you're done. So it's not all good, Toby. Trust me, I've been listening to these stories for years. It's not all good, but I know what you mean. We've got homosexual, we've got bisexual, and then we've got trisexual. Willing to try anything. I always say, like people say, why are narcissists so good in bed? And I say, well, if that's the most important thing you value, you better be good at it, yeah? Right? If all I cared about was roller skating my whole life, I'd be pretty good at roller skating, wouldn't I? Yeah, if all I care about is sex, like a narcissist that just wants sex with everybody, and it makes their ego boom, 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 and they just try to be good at it, maybe they'll be pretty good at it. Sex with a borderline might be good for you, Toby, because there might be a lot of other psychology involved in it. Maybe it's the first time you ever felt you were unconditionally loved, accepted. A lot of hormones are in play with sex. Oxytocin and endorphins and dopamine, serotonin, even stress chemicals too. It makes a pretty potent love potion. But I think that it helps. I think these are good reasons why we don't have sex that soon. Because if I don't know you and we have sex, then it's all just sex. It's sexual. That's it. And it's right away. It's with a stranger. It can be pretty exciting, can it? Our hormones go woo, woo, woo. Sex feels good. It's with someone new. It's exciting. Yeah. Is it because they want to hook you in with sex and please you? Maybe. I'd imagine if a woman's telling a man how amazing you are at sex and you're such a good kisser and you're so hot and you're so big and it feels so good and it just feels so right, you're going to be like, oh God, look at me. I'm good. And if my self-worth is a little low, it feels really good to hear this. I might want to hear it again. Would sex remain as good in a long-term relationship with a borderline? No, it doesn't. Sex, see, when you say just sex, that's physical. And it fades like everything else that's physical, whether it's my looks, whether it's money, whether it's drugs or alcohol. Sex fades. You meet a stranger, have good sex with them, make sure you never get to know them, never connect with them, do nothing else but just sex. It usually starts to be not so great. It's like you can find the prettiest sunset in the world. The reason it's so pretty is because it's fleeting. It's not very long. It doesn't sit there for months, does it? Because if I told you to stare at that sunset for months, you might get sick of it. Yeah, if that was a good example, I don't know. What would help us stop comparing the sex when in another future relationship with an emotionally healthy person? Start understanding what you value and start showing it instead of sex. So start dating someone and don't have sex with them. Have a good time with them and get to know who they are. Be vulnerable. Start emotionally connecting with them if that's what you value more. Okay, Toby? Did that help? I don't know. Let me know. We have to be careful what we show that we value. Yeah, we tend to lose a sense of ourself. We can be vulnerable in some things like that, and someone influential can come along and steer us away from ourself, from our own life path. And we start to place money or status and sex above what we really truly value. like maybe kindness, compassion, honesty, integrity, things like this that we might truly, truly value. And if we don't pay attention, we can start valuing something else like sex with strangers. It was neat when we were younger. But after all this mess and trauma, we may change our values. Huh? I advise it. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. That's it. Please let me know what you think of my questions. Please consider giving a thumbs up to the video, subscribing to the channel, sharing it with somebody else. Ask a question down below and let us know your own experiences, your own personal experiences you feel comfortable sharing, because all of you guys watching this video, you find it beneficial. Go read the comments. They're great. They're validating, stuff like this. Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful week. Love yourself first. Bye-bye.